Have you ever felt unsafe on a roller coaster or on an amusement park ride? I have, and it's not fun. It happened one time when I was at Kings Island in Cincinnati, Ohio on the Beast. It began to thunderstorm as we were headed up the first hill, and as we continued through the ride, it just felt unsafe, and I'd ridden that ride many times before. When we got back to the station, they shut the ride down, and I think they probably closed it because it was late and the storm was just continuing to happen. Fortunately for us, nothing bad happened other than a little bit of fright. Some people haven't been lucky, haven't been that lucky. There have been two major park accidents in the last week, one resulting in death. These have been, and I've studied information from the newspaper articles, government agencies, and periodicals to learn more about this subject. It is peak season at amusement parks, and there are a lot of people going, and they need to know the risks that are involved at amusement parks. In this speech, I will discuss statistics on amusement park accidents, standards and regulations for amusement parks that are presently in place, and preventative measures that to keep people safe while at the parks. I'll first talk about the two of the most recent amusement park accidents that have been covered in the news. The first one, which was more serious, resulted in death. Eyewitnesses said that the woman put her lap bar on, only heard it click once, and the other people's bars had clicked 3 times. The woman inquired about this, and the staff said as long as you heard it click, everything was okay, according to the Herald Bulletin article from July 20th. The other incident, the same week, turned out better. Although there was still an accident, minor injuries occurred. It happened at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, where a log ride had tipped over, and if it weren't for bystanders jumping in to help save them and turn it back over, things probably would have turned out worse. These two accidents are not the only accidents this season. There have been 10 other accidents since May of 2013. According to rideaccidents.com, 2 children were hit by a piece that fell off of a ride in Oregon. A roller coaster collided with a 16-year-old who jumped a fence to retrieve his hat. 3 people in Bel Air, Ohio were shocked when a wire from a carnival ride fell onto a railing that they were leaning up against. By reading these reports in these recent accidents, it would seem this is common. According to the statistics reported by the National Safety Council in 2013, there were 0.8 injuries per million riders. This has gone up from 1 per million in 2003, but had gone down from 0.6 per million in 2009. 54% of these occurred on family and adult rides. 4.3% of these incidents were reported to as by serious, resulting in a hospital stay for at least 24 hours. According to the International Association of Amusement Parks, the IAAPA, attractions that have seriously injured in a ride are 1 in 24 million. These statistics make the industry appear relatively safe. Stiff regulations keep these parks safe. IAAPA, a government-run agency, took over for the Consumer Product Safety Council in 1981. The IAAPA holds a very high standard to prevent as little accidents as possible. Parks have their own staff to inspect these rides. They also source out and have agencies come in and check the rides as well. Amusement parks are also subject to state and local government codes. Regulations are in place to keep guests at parks safe along with preventative measures. According to the IAAPA, To prevent these accidents, amusement parks must provide caution and warning signs throughout the parks. Many of the injuries sustained may be contributed to people not reading these warning signs. These signs are designed to protect the guest safety and the liability of the parks. And some of these incidents can be contributed to pre-existing medical conditions. Even with posted signs, accidents still happen. Unfortunately, on a rare occasion, the accident is severe and death is involved. According to the record, an article released in 2002, stress on the roller coasters and the infrastructure, the lap belts, and other pieces get worn out. Mechanical things, they break over time. Amusement parks have training for their programs. They are required to pass these in order to be able to work in the park. The park asks that you listen to the ride operators and the animated information for your safety. The IAAPA and other organizations have stated that amusement parks provide one of the safest recreational activities to the public. In conclusion, parks are generally safe. The chance of being seriously injured are 1 in 24 million. The IAAP is working diligently at keeping parks working to keep you safe through industry standards and regulations. Most accidents occur when guests ignore warnings. All these things need to be considered because it is peak season at amusement park and guests are flooding the gates. After my experience of riding the Beast during a thunderstorm, I believe that the staff did their jobs to keep us all safe. Thank you for listening.